So it's funny that I'll actually use toys I helped develop as reference for drawings I'm doing of that character in the future.
Inception. Okay, hey, Kevin here, toying around from Fan Expo Canada 2025. I'm here at the booth for John Tyler Christopher. You've probably seen the artwork, and then you're like, baby, I don't know what name that is, or who's the face behind some of these awesome posters or toy packaging. So that's what I want to talk to you about a little bit today. Thanks for taking out some time.
Oh, hey man, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me and talking to me about it. It's funny, I get so much questions about like my comic stuff, but I'm also a toy guy almost as much as I do comics, but I never get a chance to talk about it because people don't. That's the fun thing, right? Is like in comics, you are a brand in and of itself, but in the toy line is the brand.
Right.
So I don't get to like flex my muscle and be like, yeah, I did that and I did that and I did that. Like, so any chance, like I love Hasbro even for promoting my name on any of it, but I'm excited. I'm going to nerd out here, so be prepared.
That's great. Yeah, because shout outs to those guys. They always give credit on their live streams, whether it's like a David Nakayama or yourself, like on some of the box art is great. But we were talking earlier, and we kind of stumbled on like discovery for me that you worked on that box art. But it started with you have all these covers for the Star Wars, the Marvel Star Wars comics, and their action figure variants, and
Yes.
You've done all of them.
Yes, I basically did every single action figure variant for Marvel. And so the way it went was when Marvel started doing the Star Wars comic book again, or was going to, they asked if I would do just a few of the action figure covers, just based on the old Kenner toys. And they proved very successful, so they were like, well, do you want to do some more? And I'm like, you'll have to fire me from this. This is my childhood. Like, when I landed this gig, the funny thing was actually, my mom and my wife had an intervention telling me that I couldn't take on any more work. But when the gig came up, the opportunity arose, I was so like, this is what I've been waiting for, that I actually didn't work on the first 3 until after midnight. My wife went to sleep so she wouldn't murder me for taking on more work.
In secret?
In secret. I literally did the first 3 covers without my family knowing I was doing it. And then we sold them, and they were as popular as they were that my wife now is very grateful that I did it. And it was the one time I went behind my wife's back, and she's super grateful that I did. So
The only time you should do that.
Only time,
viewers.
yeah.
Only time.
yeah. So from there, with the success of the Star Wars ones, Marvel was like, well, would you like to relaunch? We'd like to do a Secret Wars series. And there's a funny story behind that too, which is obviously Marvel didn't have access to the Secret War blister card art. So they asked me to recreate it. So I just found like some old ones, recreated it digitally, used that for the covers. Skip forward 15 years later or whatever, 10 years later, and Hasbro relaunches the Secret Wars line with the Legends series. They don't have access. They could not find the blister card art from the original Secret Wars. So they actually asked me if they could use the comic book cover art that I had created to emulate their toy line from back in the day. So actually the new Secret War art is actually a facsimile of a facsimile of a facsimile, basically.
So you're the de facto go-to guy now.
I am now the Secret Wars artist, I guess, in a way, if you will.
So great. And then like that evolved. Was that like the foot in the door for Hasbro and doing that packaging art?
No, actually, so I did the Secret Wars toys. That was like, again, years later. But so I did the Secret Wars art. That was successful for Marvel. So then they said, okay, John, well, if you could create your own Marvel toy line, what would it be? And so I basically, I was a huge Legends fan. So I basically kind of I basically just ripped off the Legends line, right? When you see like the red, it has like a big red 7 on it, like those toy line, those covers. But funny enough, the first one I did was Spider-Gwen. When that got launched, I think somebody at Hasbro, maybe been Ben Grimes, saw that artwork and said, we want this guy to do the new Legends toy lines we're working on. And the first one he asked me to do was Spider-Gwen. So I went from doing the fake Spider-Gwen to the real Spider-Gwen toy. And I've been basically working with him ever since, man. And they are just like, it's awesome. Hasbro is lovely. I have nothing but positive things to say with them. They've been so good to me, and they always treat me with respect, and I love it, man.
That's wonderful to hear. Was yours the giant? You did the Giant Man Haslab box art. Was yours the one where there was multiple options and like people voted for, or was that
Yeah.
Giant Man? Giant Man or Galactus?
Well, I did both.
You did both.
Yeah, so the Galactus one, we had the fan vote, right?
Right.
And we picked the one. They picked the one. I ended up doing that, and then the Giant Man one. The funny one thing with that, like, so what? Galactus got funded in like no time. Like they offered it to me. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, and then it got funded. And it was like, yeah, this is great. So when the Giant Man one came up, Hasbro takes care of me on these projects. Let's just put it that way. So like I have an incentive that like I was like, I want this Giant Man to get funded.
Right.
It was not looking good there for a while.
You're sweating?
I was sweating it because I was like, yo, this is a nice paycheck I'm hoping to land, bro. So I figured, you know what? I'm putting my money where my mouth is on this. I ended up ordering the maximum amount of Giant Men because I'm like, if it gets funded, I'm getting the paycheck and I can afford this. If it doesn't, I don't have to pay for it. I now have like, what is it, like 6 or 7 Giant Men in my house. I have no idea what to do with, but I don't know, somebody was like, you should start taking them to shows and giving them away as like a raffle or...
Sign the box or, sell it. Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun, man, because those were just like really dope to work on.
Your unique art style, I love it. It's what kind of stopped me when I was walking by. I'm like, I know this. I've seen it on, social media. Can you just quickly describe, describe that, the negative space?
Yeah, the negative space, it's a style I kind of started playing with when I was in high school. It's the idea of, saying more by saying less, by cutting out a certain color. It was popularized in like 1905 by a guy named Coles Phillips, who I was inspired by. Again, I discovered him in high school, and I was like, this would work great in superheroes. So I just kept doing it and playing with it, and kind of helped land me my first jobs at Marvel. Even I was doing prints of it way back in the day, in like the early mid 2000s or whatever it was.
Kind of bothers me that back in the day is mid 2000s now. I'm like, when someone says that, I'm like 1900s. No,
Yeah, exactly.
Dang it.
I feel you, man. So yeah, no, I've been doing that, and I've been blessed that after even the action figure thing was popular, this negative space thing's kind of taken off. It's like that's kind of a thing. I'm like, man of multiple hats, I guess, which is a lot of fun to do.
As exhibited behind me, I'll put some B-roll over it. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Question: Are you a toy guy yourself? If so, like, do you have a favorite toy or favorite line to collect?
Yeah, okay. I am a toy guy. Let's see here. One of the earliest ones, so obviously I have all my old, like, Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man from back in the day. Like, my mom kept all of them.
Oh, okay.
So I still, like, my office has all those. I then got back in, especially when I started working on Transformers, I got obsessed with the whole, like, the engineering of them is so dope. But before that, my God, like early 2000s, I got in, or late 90s, I owned the entire Final Fantasy VIII action figure line, like all the Guardian Forces and everything. Got super obsessed with that. So I've got those. I've got G.I. Joe. I collect the Legends, obviously. Like, I got a ton of crap, man. It's like, it's all inspiring to me, like...
Yeah, I could see that as an artist working in this world, right?
Yeah, 100%. And so it's fun, and it's great reference material too. Like to get like all the dimensions and everything. It's funny that I'll actually use toys I helped develop as reference for drawings I'm doing of that character in the future.
Inception. Very cool.
Exactly.
Hey man, I don't want to take up any of your time. It's like, the end of the day, but thank you so much for chatting with me.
Boom.
Go follow on Instagram. Thank you.
Thanks. Cool, man.